Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you are okay and doing your properly. Dear students, some of the students are still not sending their homework. I can't understand what is the reason. If you are not understand, then you can ask us. We are telling you again and again. If any doubt, you can call us, ask us, and can clear your concept. Clear students? So now let's continue at chapter 14 of class 11, that is respiration in plants. In our last class we have discussed about anaerobic respiration, in which we know about fermentation and how through fermentation in muscle cells lactic acid is formed, and in yeast or by the help of yeast ethanol is formed. Now let's see aerobic respiration. As I have told you, whether the respiration takes place in the presence or absence of oxygen, it is always gives energy. That's why the respiration is an energy giving process. So in aerobic respiration, we can define this: when respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. So aerobic respiration can be defined as when respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. And here the pyruvic acid, as I have told you, there is not directly oxidation of glucose occurs. Glucose directly can't be oxidized by any organism. First it get converted into pyruvic acid or pyruvate, then that pyruvate is used by the organism. So in case of aerobic respiration, pyruvate is transported from the cell cytoplasm to mitochondria. Why to mitochondria? Because you must have heard that in mitochondria ATP is stored as energy currency, and mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why this is called so? Because aerobic respiration takes place in mitochondria and the amount of ATP that produced during aerobic respiration is maximum when compared with anaerobic respiration. It means total 38 ATP is formed during aerobic respiration. So this takes place in mitochondria. So what happened? After glycolysis, means after conversion of glucose into pyruvate, during aerobic respiration, that pyruvate is transported from the cell cytoplasm to the mitochondria where 38 ATP is formed. And the key events that takes place during aerobic respiration are the key events that takes place during aerobic respiration are. So which are the key events or what will happen during aerobic respiration? Clear? So here the complete oxidation of pyruvic acid pyruvic acid by the stepwise removal of hydrogen atom. I will explain you. First let's write the complete oxidation of pyruvic acid by the stepwise removal of the hydrogen atoms with the release of the 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. With the releasing of 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. So let's understand this sentence. This is one of the most important key events that occur during aerobic respiration. Here complete oxidation of pyruvic acid occurs. As you know, as during aerobic respiration the oxygen supply is sufficient, due to which complete breakdown of pyruvate occurs, and that is not at a time occurs, that will occur in a stepwise process. Means stepwise hydrogen atom is removed and at last releasing of 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. Clear students? And second event is the transfer of electrons removed as the transfer of electrons. The transfer of electrons removed as part of hydrogen, removed as part of hydrogen to molecular oxygen along with the synthesis of ATP, to molecular oxygen along with the synthesis of ATP. So now let's understand this line. The transfer of electrons removed as part of the molecular oxygen along with the synthesis of ATP. It means, as you know, during photosynthesis, let's recall about photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, hydrogens release proton and oxygen release electron. Hydrogen enters into the lumen of the thylakoid membrane, whereas electrons are goes to outside, due to which ATP is formed. So here transfer of electrons removed as part of hydrogen and oxygen releasing along with the synthesis of ATP. As we know that ATP synthesis takes place in the mitochondria. So here the whole process is doing in mitochondria. That's why we can say this. Next event, what will happen? The step takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. Here, the first step takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. You know about mitochondrial matrix. Its outer layer or outer membrane, its inner membrane. So first step takes place in the matrix, while the second place in the inner membrane of mitochondria, and the second step takes place in the inner membrane of mitochondria. One takes place in the matrix and another takes place in the inner membrane of mitochondria. It means in the electron transport system, in the ETS or oxysomes. We can say this as oxysomes. So these are the main two key steps how ATP is synthesized in mitochondria. And the third step describes that where this process occurs. The first step occurs in the mitochondrial matrix and the second step occurs in the inner membrane of the matrix. This is the two important sentences you have to remember. The first step means complete oxidation of pyruvic acid takes place in mitochondrial matrix, whereas the synthesis of ATP takes place in the inner mitochondrial membrane, or we can say in the electron transport system or in the oxysomes. Now let's see how pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl coenzyme A. How pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl coenzyme A. So let's see how pyruvic acid converted into acetyl coenzyme A. So now let's see the reaction and how this reaction takes place. Okay. So first pyruvic acid plus coenzyme A, pyruvic acid plus coenzyme, or we can write like this, coenzyme A plus NAD and that will react in the presence of enzyme hydrogenase, dehydrogenase, it means Mg2 plus in the pyruvic or pyruvate. Pyruvate is used, and by the help of dehydrogenase enzyme, means by using Mg2 plus, we will get acetyl coenzyme A, acetyl coenzyme A plus NADH plus CO2. We will get NADH plus CO2 plus H plus. So this is the reaction how pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl coenzyme A, NADH, CO2 and H plus. If we describe it theoretically, then pyruvic acid is oxidatively, the pyruvic acid is oxidatively means by the help of oxygen. The pyruvic acid is oxidatively decarboxylated into 2 carbon, or we can write this as 2C. Clear? Decarboxylated means here carbon is removed. That's why this is called as decarboxylated into 2C or 2 carbon acetate. 2 carbon acetate. And with joins coenzyme A. And with joins coenzyme A. It means what will happen if it joins the coenzyme A, it will form to acetyl coenzyme A. It will form to acetyl coenzyme A. I am writing the theory. After watching this, you can also write yourself what processes will take place. And the equation is like this. So acetyl coenzyme A is the connecting link between glycolysis and citric acid cycle. So the acetic or acetyl coenzyme A is the connecting link between glycolysis and citric acid cycle. Clear? And citric acid cycle. We will study about citric acid cycle after this topic. Now let's understand. Here pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and it is most important in this process that the acetyl coenzyme A should be formed. And this is formed by the addition of coenzyme A into pyruvic acid with the addition of NAD, nicotinamide diamide, and with the help of pyruvate and by the action of dehydrogenase enzyme and magnesium. It will get converted into acetyl coenzyme A plus NADH plus CO2 plus H. And then what happened? Here the pyruvic acid is oxidatively decarboxylated, means one carbon is removed, and In pyruvate, you know that 3 carbon is present, so it is now 2 carbon unit or 2 carbon acetate, and which is joined to coenzyme A, and it will form to acetyl coenzyme A. So our main motive is to get acetyl coenzyme A. So its important is that it is a connecting link between glycolysis and citric acid cycle. Means without this acetyl coenzyme A, both the processes can't be occur in plants. Clear, students? So for today, this is all about your topic on aerobic respiration. In our next class, we will study about citric acid cycle or tricarboxylic cycle.